This interview is brought to you by the University of Minnesota Alumni Association and the Maroon and Gold Network.
Hello, everyone. Today I am joined by Steve Gehrke. Steve grew up in Burnsville and graduated from Burnsville High School. Being a local kid from Minnesota, he was determined to go to the University of Minnesota because it was close to home. And while at the university, he graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in economics with a focus in mathematics and an MBA from the Carlson School of Management. As an alum, Steve has served his fraternity as the chair of the chapter advisory board and is currently a director of the Theta Chi Housing Corporation. Steve has also served on the Minnesota Greek Alumni Council for approximately 5 years, including serving as the president and chair. And currently, Steve serves as an ex officio member working with the board. So we could just dive right into it. So the first question I have for you, Steve, is just tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience at the University of Minnesota.
Sure thing, Neil. You kind of stole all my thunder with that introduction, but yeah, I grew up in Burnsville, graduated from Burnsville High School. I always had my eye on the University of Minnesota as where I wanted to be. Ended up, I was a commuter the first year. And so I really found that I not only needed a place to land, but I needed to find a way to make the university a little bit smaller. And that's one of the drivers for joining the Greek community and being a member of Theta Chi fraternity. After that, after graduation, economics, and I went back to school to Carlson, got my MBA, leveraged those skills really for a career in finance and consulting. And these last 22 years, I've been a financial advisor with Ameriprise.
Awesome. And then how did you get started volunteering and why do you choose to volunteer with the University of Minnesota?
Well, I started volunteering almost right after graduation. Found myself jumping right in with the corporation board at the fraternity. I also spent a lot of time volunteering in the communities that I lived in. And when I look at the last, 10, 15 years, it's been primarily volunteering at the University of Minnesota, chapter advisor for my fraternity, and working on the housing corporation there. I've always enjoyed working with the undergraduates, just as a mentor and developing those friendships. Took it a step further and got involved with the Minnesota Greek Alumni Council, or MGAC. MGAC takes it the experience a little bit more broadly, and I was able to work with the university, fraternity and sorority life, the neighborhoods that our students live in. MGAC really acts as a liaison between all those groups.
Yeah, quite a bit of experience volunteering with the University of Minnesota. So that kind of segues right into my next question. What's your favorite thing or most memorable experience volunteering with the university?
Volunteering at the university, I think, as chair of MGAC, I was invited to kind of get to look under the hood at the university, so to speak. So I was able to get involved with a lot more of the operations and goings on at the university. I was able to participate in search committee for the director of the Office of Fraternity and Sorority Life. I was also able to participate in the campus safety initiatives by being a member of the MSAFE committee.
Awesome. And then for the folks who are thinking about volunteering with the university, why would you encourage someone else to volunteer?
I think for me, giving back is very important. And what I've been able to do with my ties at the university is, again, get involved and give opportunities to some of the undergraduates, some of the opportunities that I had when I was a student. But I think the ongoing service really just gives me the opportunity to continue to build a network of friendships and strong relationships.
Awesome. So then my final question, what is the most memorable accomplishment of your volunteer experience?
I don't know that it's necessarily my accomplishment, but for me, the most memorable thing is just from my story. I was able to impact a couple of young individuals, one of them a close family friend who decided to come to the University of Minnesota. Matter of fact, he also joined Theta Chi fraternity and prior to graduation also served as president. Very similar story with my own daughter, who, again, having joined me for homecoming parades over the years and participating on campus, decided that she was going to come here as well. And she was a member of Chi Omega sorority.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me, Steve, and Sky Yuma.
Thanks, Neil.